Yo guys, I'm sorry about this, but I had my mic on and I didn't record. But you can see in this here that I got the frame out of the press. I took it out without recording. My recording skills are absolutely terrible lately. You can see all the glue left around the sides. So what's needed now is to start cleaning it up. Need to get it on the belt sander and make a start on that. Thing I can't stress enough, guys, is when working with these materials, always put a mask on. It ain't no good for you. It's no good having that crap on your lungs. I'm starting off with an old rough belt because this epoxy resin tends to kill belts pretty quick. So we'll get an old one on there first and take the most of it off. Just slowly working my way around the frame, removing that glue, making sure not to take off too much. The metal core inside is pretty much the size we need. The forks were only 1/4 mil oversized, 1/8 of a mil each side, so I can't afford to go rushing this and ripping material off. It's got to be done slow and steady. You can see here now all the glue is off. I've gone round it with a rough 60 grit belt just to take the majority off. There's still little bits left, but the shape is coming really well. So next step now is to change down to a smoother belt and go around checking the fork tips first just to make sure they're the right sort of width, and if not, I can just bring them back into line absolutely perfect now on the smoother belt. So I'll just crack on with that now in a minute. Finished going round it with the lower grit belt now, so I'm just going to get the next tool needed. Using this belt sanding drum now, just to sort out inside that fork gap. At the moment it's really rough, all the grind marks from the belt sander. The sanding drum is a brilliant bit of kit now for rounding off all the parts that need rounding, smoothing off, and just sorting all that out. That's inside the fork gap done, guys. All sanded out, smoothed out down to the size it needs to be. Pretty happy with how that's come so far. There's an awful lot of final sanding, smooth sanding left to be done in there, but all the grinding lines are gone from in there. So now it's just on to the next bit, which is sanding and smoothing all the outside down. You can see in this bit here, guys, that the sanding marks, or the grinding marks from the belt sander are being taken out and starting to look nice and smooth. That's it now, guys. I'm finished on the belt drum. I'm going to go in the kitchen and make sure these fork tips are absolutely bang on perfect. I'll show you how I do that now in a minute. So yeah, let's crack on with it. Right, as you can see now, we're in the kitchen and I've got two flat bits of metal. The first flat bit is just to put the sandpaper on, as I'll show you now. And the second flat bit, that's got two purposes. The first purpose is to just hold the sandpaper flat to the flat surface, and the second idea behind it now is it's a real thick bit of metal and I can hold it square against it to make sure everything is square and perfect as I'm taking down those fork tips and squaring them off, making sure they're perfectly even. As you can see on there is a slight flat spot there. That'll come out now. Working down on pretty rough paper at the moment, and as it's almost out, then we'll go down through the grades. Right, so that's the fork tips finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay the slingshot down flat and sand both sides of it on a flat surface until everything is perfect. Those pins are lovely and smooth and everything lines up and matches. Just checking now if those fork tips are lovely and flat. There's no rock in them. That'll do absolutely perfect. So now I can get on to the next stage, like I just said, laying it down on a flat surface and just sanding it until those pins are lovely and smooth right through. Now that's done and I'm happy with it, we can go on to the next bit with sound. Back out in the garden, guys. I've got it all now, so I'm happy with those pins. Happy with how flush and flat everything is. Time to start chamfering the edges, putting a bit of shape in there. This is the bit I really like. Dremel out and start playing down.
Just starting to round those edges off a bit, starting to take some shape. Really not picking up the layers so good in the camera there, but it's really starting to look nice. This is at the stage now where there's hours and hours of hand sanding to go into this. Those edges are not even yet, but when I'm hand sanding, they will become even. It's just now going to be a case of see if I can just wet that a bit. And then you can get an idea. Really not picking it up too good, is it, the camera? But you can see the idea coming there. Anyway, I'm going to end this video today, and I'm going to carry on with the hand sanding. I think the video I done yesterday was about 20 minutes. This video is about 40 minutes. That's an hour. A lot of people would think, oh, it's nearly done. It's not. There's this is where the hard work starts now. All the final sanding by hand, all the polishing to make it pretty. I can already feel I need to go back on some of these edges with the Dremel. Yeah, these people who make these custom slingshots, you might look at the prices sometimes and think, oh my god, how can they charge that? Well, you've seen 60 minutes of this so far between two videos. I can assure you, yesterday's video I cut out loads, forgot to hit record, it was freezing cold. I was out there for hours yesterday, crammed a little bit into a 20-minute video. Today I've recorded a big percentage of what I've done, but I don't know what time it is now. Let's have a look. It's 1 o'clock. I got to be out the house at 4. So I got 2 hours now of solid hand sanding, which no one's going to see. That, I'm hoping at that point I'll be happy with the shape, and that'll just be done with rough paper. Then it'll be a case of working down the grades, 400, 600, 800, 1200, all the way down to the point where I think I can polish it and get it really nice. By the time this is finished, there's probably going to be 10 to 12 hours work plus gone into this. Should have timed it, but I didn't, and that's that. But yeah, starting to look like a slingshot. Feels nice in the hand. Whether or not it's identical to a Spitfire, I tell you now, it's probably not. I made the core pretty much identical to the Spitfire, slightly oversized, but then in the shaping, I may be a little bit slimmer there, maybe a little bit chunkier there, or slimmer there. It's the way it goes when I make things by hand. It'll be close, it'll be a replica, it'll look nice, it'll shoot awesome. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. When I come to putting the band grooves in, will be the next video, and I'll show you how I go about cutting them in. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Get out and shoot. Have fun.